Discovery, go at throttle up. All right. You guys got space news links for me? The YouTube signal did cut, but it's back now. All right, cool. Okay, Creeper, there we go. Thank you.
Oh, this is space. I'm in space.
Gifted a sub to Shy Gamer. Thank you. Let's bring the tabs in. Got some stuff from Tori Bruno. We got some stuff from Firefly. Got some stuff from SpaceX. Big news from Rocket Lab, actually. Yeah, a little bit coming from SpaceX there. There's some stuff going on down at the Cape. Okay, Fabricator, what's that? Oh. That's useful. Okay. Got some stuff from Jack, some stuff from Mary. Boom did a test. Boom did their, what is it, 5th flight test today. Most excellent. All right. Don's demonstrating some interesting stuff. Okay, sorry about the dead air there for a second. I just needed to Spinny Wind Storm update. Yep. It's probably poignant that we mentioned that. Okay. Boom is really ramping up. Yeah, Woody, it's amazing, dude. All right, so okay, let's now I'll bring me up on screen here and I will I'm gonna try to move this around till we get to the quick news here, and I'm gonna try to obviously move the goods, like the longer stuff, towards the end. All right, so okay, we start there, then we'll cover that, then we'll go to that, we'll switch that there. I'll move Fabricator. I'd like to share what you're saying, so what you linked. So quick NASA news. Oh, okay. Yeah, we can put that in there. I got the new class of astrophysics. We actually have mentioned that before. We went over that on Thursday, I think. All right. I think we got enough to make this work. All right, let's start with some... Actually, okay, so here, we'll start with this. Tori Bruno, CEO of United Launch Alliance, posted this today. As promised, here's a clip of one of the new camera angles freshly cleared through ITAR. This is of the Vulcan launch. from the other day. This is the Vulcan Cert 2 mission. Ooh. Spring. Do you have that clip of Blue Origin that I got? No, I didn't. I don't have that up, but yeah. So this was the fairing separation for Vulcan's flight there. Vulcan did its Cert 2 mission the other day. Now, if you have not seen what happened during that mission here, check this out. So here, this is coming from my buddy D over at NSF, and D took this picture of the ascent the other day. It was a pretty good launch, and believe it or not, the payload, the target insertion was perfect. But this did happen on the way up. Yeah, that part. Yeah, see that? See that? See that part? That's part of the SRB just coming apart. Now, despite... so what happened is they had nozzle burn through on one of their side boosters. Despite that all happening, Vulcan actually made it into space, and its pinpoint, the orbit it was targeting, it actually made it to it, which means it compensated for one of its engines quite actually blowing up. Didn't care. Didn't seem to care. Historically, solid rocket motors exploding hasn't really ended well. But this one, they were clearly fine, and the core stage burned a little bit longer, and they had a longer burn on the second stage. Now, here's the thing. I want to correct the record here, because I had said multiple times during stream that I'm pretty sure this is no good. I'm pretty sure if they had payload on board, that this thing wouldn't have made it. And I said Dream Chaser should be at the bottom of the ocean. If they had launched Dream Chaser on it, they wouldn't have made it. Now, believe it or not, yeah, that's not true. Vulcan actually would have made it. It would have made it with with a payload on board, despite losing a solid rocket motor. That Tori Bruno said that, and during the Flame Trench on NSF on Friday, Joe Barnard actually ran some numbers, which is pretty rad. It actually would have done it, which is, dude, I don't know what the heck ULA engineered, but that rocket is like the T-1000, man. It's just, yeah, piece falls off, whatever. So I was actually wrong on those, so I wanted to just be very clear on that. No, it would have made it. It would have made it just fine. There's not many rockets where you could have an engine blow out the side. Like, I mean, obviously that's kind of not what you want, but it could happen. And yeah, I've never heard of engine out capability with solid rocket motors, but apparently that's a thing. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, it's impressive. Yeah, right? It's impressive. There's not many rockets that can have an engine just pop off the side and just have bits fly off everywhere like that, and have it just be totally fine. Also, go give D a follow. Maybe buy some of D's prints. Got him. Because, yeah, it's not... Getting this footage wasn't cheap. Let me put it to you like that. Getting that footage was not cheap. So, yeah, really good stuff. And thanks to Tori Bruno, we got some footage of fairing separation as well, which is just pretty damn rad. And I feel bad because I was like, no way, there's no way that'll go. No, I was completely wrong. That Vulcan is a tremendous rocket. I knew Vulcan packed a punch. I didn't think it packed a punch like that. That is damn impressive. Yeah, Fabricator, we've seen it. What was that cable? I am 100% not exactly sure what that does. If I had to guess, what that does is probably giving you some instrumentation and telemetry from the fairing right before it's like post separation. It's probably either the exact sensor or connected to a sensor. If it was just one line for the sensor, you'd have, I mean, if it was just indicating separation, yeah. I mean, you got to see what it's connected into. It's connected into whatever that is. I'm going to say that's a data line to get you some instrumentation on the fairing, right, like once it's about the separation event. That's what I'd guess. These fairings are not reusable. They do not land. Elon Musk said in an interview today that SpaceX is getting punished by authorities for political reasons. Do you think that's true? I don't know. Sly, I hate to give you a non-answer on this. I really do. I wish I could prove it one way or the other. But even if they were, even if that was going on, and maybe it is, I don't know. How are we going to prove that? How can we prove it? How can we prove malicious intent? How? Like, how can you prove it? You can't prove it. You can't prove it one way or another. So because you can't prove that, like it's tough to make that. I mean, that's a hell of an accusation, don't you think? I personally don't necessarily think that that's going on. I do think the framework for the FAA certifying flights does need to be looked at because it's only going to get worse when Blue Origin and Rocket Lab and Firefly and all these other companies start launching in high launch cadences. So it would be wise to change the change your regulatory framework for flight certification to get done a little bit faster. And if that means just taking what you have and just hiring more people, please do that. That's it. You can't. I mean, Elon's one thing, right? But I can't prove here. I can't tell you. I mean, he might be right. Maybe he is. That would really suck. I don't think that's what's going on, but it would really suck if it was. It's a boogeyman. I can't prove a boogeyman. You know, you can't. You can't prove it. You know, you can't prove it. Dissimilar application of the law? I don't know. Whatever's going on at the FAA, they do have to get their story straight because they can't be like, it's cool to launch and then change their mind later and find SpaceX because of it. You can't do that. I'm sorry, you can't do that. SpaceX can, and they are taking them to court over that. However, SpaceX still has to abide by the rules. You don't abide to the law of the land at a federal level, you got problems. Like, I don't care who you are. Like, the second that SpaceX starts saying like, oh, we could, and they haven't, but the second that any commercial provider is like, nah, screw them, we don't need them, we're going to launch anyway, is the second somebody's going to get hurt with this stuff. Remember, the FAA is there for public safety. Now, with that all being said, now, you know, I know it's fashionable to bash the FAA, or the flip side of that is that it's fashionable to bash Elon, but, you know, here's the thing. Y'all can be quiet. Because Hera launched this morning on a Falcon 9, despite Falcon 9 being grounded. The FAA allowed SpaceX to fly this mission, right? Because the second stage wasn't disposed of anywhere near Earth, as you can tell from this great shot. Now, the Hera mission is actually super freaking cool. Yeah, I know. It was a good segue, wasn't it? It's a good segue. Y'all can shut up. Hera's an awesome mission. This is a great mission. Hera is going to go take pictures. It's going out to Dimorphos and Didymos, the asteroid system that DART crashed into. And Hera is actually an ESA follow-up mission to NASA's DART mission, and they're going to go and take pictures of the hole that DART put in that asteroid, which is super cool. That's legit. I think that's really cool, you know? Yeah, I'm going to shut up because I want cocoa. I got to go poopy. Spectacular crescent move during her deploy at the end of the stream. Yeah. It was amazing. Yep. They did, unfortunately, expend booster 1061, which was the 23rd flight for that booster. They expended it. They needed all that performance to boost that satellite out to the asteroid. It's going to get there in 2026. late 2026, if I'm remembering correctly. So it's going to take some time, but still really freaking cool. What's your position on politics, on the American politics? None of your business, dude. I don't discuss politics with friends, Pigeon. Hard rule. Nor do people want to hear my political opinions. I'm a Twitch streamer. I'm your entertainment. There's plenty of other Twitch streamers, political Twitch streamers you can get entertainment from. Okay. Clipper is going to eat more boosters. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I don't discuss politics with friends, homies. Neither should you. Don't do that unless you want to lose friends. I mean, unless you want to lose friends. Just saying. EJ's political views are that Ford used to make good trucks, damn it. Is it political to discuss the history of presidents funding NASA? I make an exception for spaceflight policy, God. You can, I generally don't talk politics on the stream, and we don't deal with anything that has to do with that, with the exception of spaceflight policy. Space policy is the only thing. If people want to discuss that, that's fine. But even then, people get out of control with it. The FAA and Elon and SpaceX going back and forth at each other is a great example of this. I don't want to discuss boogeymen. I want facts if we're going to discuss spaceflight policy. Okay? I don't want it to conspiracy by the government. That's not a fact. You bringing that to the table makes you look stupid in this forum. Okay? So none of that bull crap in here, okay? Bring that crap in here. I don't know what that means, Bride, but all right. Wait, yeah, okay, cool. Rule 8 tore your wife's book club apart. I was like, how about... how was about The Shining? Oh, damn. What's your yard sign equivalent in your Twitch panel? Where's your yard sign equivalent in your Twitch panel down below? Oh, my God. Dude, the signs are everywhere. Hired. They're all over the place around here. Nah, I understand this. I got you. It took me a second to unpack it, but yeah. Dude, I'm so sick of it. I'm so sick of it. I'm so sick of it. I'm sick of the divisiveness. I'm sick of the rhetoric. I'm sick of the news. I'm just... Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not ignorant to politics, obviously. I know what's going on. I'm pretty well researched, probably better than most. I don't want to talk about this, man. I don't want to deal with this. Just leave me alone. Which is why my rule this entire year, I started this in like January. My rule is to not get caught up in the political hurricane that is happening right now. I'm not getting caught up in it. You can have your political views, that's fine. Don't get caught up in it. Don't let it ruin your day. Because I mean, even if the person you want wins, it's still probably going to ruin your day. Like, that's the whole thing. It's just inherently cynical, and I don't like exposing myself to that. And you don't want us exposing ourselves. No, like, don't get caught up in it. That's been my thing, and I always make it a thing to mention that when this comes up. Thank you for not being politics in my entertainment. I enjoy it. Yeah, sure, Mouse. I mean, the second I start even saying stuff that's divisive, half of my viewers are gonna be like, bye. You know, like, I'm not about that, dude. I want to teach you about space. Everybody likes space. We all like space. Space is dope. Space is dope. Space is dope. Let's just keep talking about space. But yeah, I don't discuss politics with friends, guys. No way. I really appreciate that. Yeah, no problem, Mike. Yeah, I got you.
This is space.
Dude, someone needs to be the person that's gonna reel everybody in. If that needs to be me, that needs to be me. Okay? Whatever. It's fine. It's fine. Let's just chill here, enjoy space. Okay? Now, I'm not gonna sit here and don't I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like I don't get caught up in spaceflight policy. That some of the stuff that I hear NASA say is like I have the same visceral reaction that I would have to somebody like pooping in front of me. Just, you know, like I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like I don't let that ruin my day, because I absolutely do. But that's space policy. That's different, and you guys can laugh at my funny faces. So. Yeah, Iron Man, exactly. No politics. I'm talking about space, the United States of space, because I'm not stopping at the moon. But anyway, now, with that all being said, you should vote. I don't give a frick who you vote for. You could pencil in Mickey Mouse for all I care. You should vote. I'm not going to say, oh, it's super important, or oh, this is that. You should vote. Exercise your damn rights or you'll lose them. Straight up. That's it. That's all I'm going to say. No, didn't do it. It's all we got, man. Okay. I go Scott Manley for president. Scott can't be president. He wasn't born here. I could, though. You don't want that. You don't want that. You believe me, you don't want that. My vote goes to SLS. There you go. You don't want that. Sorry if this is off topic, but with all the failures lately, I've been wondering how much margin for error the Artemis program has right now. Like, for example, if Apollo 8 had blown up on the pad and the crew had aborted with the launch escape system, probably would have set them back 3 to 4 months at the most. I'll write you in. I don't hate you enough to do that. Thank you, Enco. I appreciate it. If that happens to Artemis 2, forget setbacks. Would the program even survive at all? Yeah, Bill, there's no... That's something that I've been saying. SLS needs to be more comprehensive. All it's going to take... Look at how much an Orion heat shield, a partial failure of the heat shield, is screwing us right now. That's what I've been saying, man. You'd try to save 60 billion, wouldn't you? It would just be infrastructure hired. It would just be infrastructure. They'd be like, well, how do you feel about this super important issue? Build more roads. More roads. Yeah, more roads. And they'd be like, oh, well, roads are good, but what about the ongoing crisis in Aberdeen? I'd be like, bridges. 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 They'd be like, oh, well, that's good, but what do you feel about the conflict resolution? Space. 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 Trains. I would not be a good president. Secretary of Transportation, maybe. I'd be pretty good at that. Trains, airplanes, boats, you know, trains to space. With Yak as vice president. It'd be like, yeah, but what about this aggressor nation? And this, I'd be like, yo, the moon. The moon. The moon! It'd be like the Chappelle Show sketch, Black Bush. I'm stopping at the moon. M-A-R-S. Mars, bitches. It'd pretty much be like that. It wouldn't be good. Anyway. Aggressor nation. They need some trains. They need some freedom. All right. Anyway. Sorry. Anyway. Do you think there's anything NASA can do without it needing more funding from Congress to help? Funding from Congress is just one thing, Bill. I mean, personally, I think NASA's budget is fine. You could do lunar stuff. You could have a good, pretty robust lunar program for what Artemis is costing right now. The problem is that the program isn't comprehensive enough. It's not comprehensive enough. SLS has no plan. There's no plan. We don't, maybe the missions do this, maybe they do that, maybe do this. You need to have scheduled milestones and you need to have concrete interim deadlines. If you don't have any of that, you're just wallowing in the wind. And there's no doing that. There's no incentive for anybody to be fiscally responsible here or deliver anything on any particular schedule. Like, what was Boeing's incentive on getting Artemis 1 done? What was their incentive? They don't even know when they're going to launch it. NASA doesn't even know until Jim came along and said, we need to launch this now because we need to get people to the moon in 2024 because that's what my boss told me to do. See what I mean? All it's going to take is one good decision, one good commitment to a date, and the entire system will galvanize for you. That's what I've been trying to say. I've been trying to say that for years. It's not just Congress, dude. It needs to be everyone. Like, and it would start at the top and work your way down. That's correct, Nova. Yes. But anyway, let's keep going. This is supposed to be the quick segment. Yeah, that makes sense. Now that I'm thinking of it, a lack of a central plan and lack of incentives to stick to it is probably the biggest issue. Bingo. And Bill, I know what people are going to say. I've had this conversation a bajillion freaking times. We'll go to the next quick thing in here in a second. I've had this conversation a bajillion times. People look at me and say, oh, well, if NASA came up with a plan, what's stopping it from just getting trashed from the next person that gets voted for president, right? What? I don't know. I don't freaking know. It's clearly working with SLS, whatever that is. You know, people are worried about the political sustainability, right? Well, SLS is a good example. This thing has spanned 3 freaking presidencies, man. Clearly there's something there. Like, you know, clearly we could do something. We could just take the never canceling it part and we just put it over here and combine it with a nice comprehensive plan and it'll work. It worked with the space shuttle for 4 decades. There's got to be a way to do it. There's got to be a way. Anyway. 1 launch per presidency isn't that great. Okay. That's not, no, okay. We should take the Artemis probe, push it something else, but designed by committee, blah, 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 blah. You guys aren't getting what I'm saying at all. There's clearly a way to make stuff politically sustainable. The reason why we have SLS was a breakdown in agreement and basically over the role of our national space program between Congress and the executive. That's what happened. That's what's going on. If we get somebody that makes those two work together, or we have someone that wants to make this work together, Congress isn't gonna say no to riding the gravy train of a bigger space program. That's not gonna happen. So there's clearly a way to do it. There's clearly a way to get a space program designed by committee. We have one, and that's super sustainable. There's clearly a robust way of getting this done correctly. Would anyone care about the price tag of SLS if it launched on a regular basis? Would anyone give a frick? No. No one would care. Guaranteed. There's clearly a way to leverage this system to work for you. I refuse to believe that there isn't because there's 6 flags on the surface of the moon that suggest otherwise. Does that make sense? Anyway. Yeah, there you go, Bill. Wait, there's 6 flags on the moon? Oh, yeah, it's a great roller coaster. Anyway, so the Hera mission launched, and it was awesome. That was cool. We watched it this morning. Very good. So, a little bit of interesting news here. Josh Cassada is retiring from NASA here. NASA astronaut Josh Cassada retired on October 1st after 11 years of service to the agency across multiple programs, including 157 days in space and 3 spacewalks. Cassada is also a retired United States Navy captain and naval aviator with more than 2 decades of service. Cassada served as the pilot of NASA's SpaceX Crew 5 mission and Expedition 68 flight engineer aboard the International Space Station, executing a myriad of maintenance, contingency, and upgrade activities inside of the station while also contributing to hundreds of experiments and technology demonstrations. His 3 spacewalks outside of the orbiting laboratory totaled more than 21 hours, successfully installing a pair of International Space Station rollout solar arrays, IROSs, to boost the station's electrical capacity. Cassida, alongside crewmate NASA astronaut Frank Rubio, also assembled the infrastructure for a future IROSA installation and fully restored a malfunctioning legacy solar array. All right. I want to extend my sincere gratitude to Josh for his dedication and service to human space exploration, said Johnson Space Center Director Vanessa Weish. Josh's contributions and achievements to the advancements of science and exploration will inspire the next generation of explorers, the Artemis generation, and benefit humanity for decades to come. Breathe. Counterpoint, EJ, there's only 6 flags. Also, 6 flags on the moon. That'd be cool. Because every other program got us anywhere near those, Aqualex? Come on now. You sure about that? You sure about that? You sure about that? Come on now. Hey, Tappet, what's up? Sorry. Hey, how you doing? Don't mind us. We were just 5-5. Come on now. Come on now. Intercountry treaties seem to be the best way to go. We got years of the ISS out of it. Is that what do you think I meant by saying expand the Artemis program? Which has ESA parts in it, in SLS and Orion, the service module. Just, what did you think that meant? Where's the space elevator? Mars? Mars? Hey, all right. That's from Cape Fear. No. What's up, Cal? Six Flags Amusement Park on the moon? Yeah, I kind of want that. Okay. In Houston, Cassida served as the capsule communicator in NASA's Mission Control Center and assistant to the chief of the astronaut office for space station operations. As a physicist and test pilot, Cassida contributed to the development of NASA's Commercial Crew and Orion spacecraft programs and represented the astronaut office in technical and operational reviews of scientific experiments such as the Alpha Magnetic Spectrometer and Cold Atom Lab. It's pretty hot. Or is it? As he transitions from government service, Cassida will return to the private sector, working on extremely low light detection technologies with broad and emerging applications in various areas, including quantum networks and computing, remote sensing, long-range communications, semiconductor manufacturing, and medical imaging. All right. You sounded a little like De Niro, that's all. Yeah, what do you want? Hey, oh. Oh. Oh, how am I funny, huh? How am I funny? That's Pesci, I know. It's different. Whatever. What kind of ride could they put on the moon that is better than flying to the moon on a giant rocket? Good point. Cool. For selection by NASA in 2013 as a member of NASA's 21st class, Cassida earned his doctorate in high-energy particle physics from the University of Rochester. University of Rochester, New York, and was a U.S. Navy pilot, instructor pilot, test pilot, and instructor test pilot. What? Blaze. Laser. Blazer. He's a U.S. Navy pilot, instructor pilot, test pilot, and instructor test pilot. All right. I think they're just adding words together, but all right. Throughout his career, Casada has accumulated more than 4,000 flight hours in over 50 different aircraft and has been awarded various military and civilian awards. Casada graduated from White Bear Lake Area High School in Minnesota in 1991 and received his bachelor's in physics in 95 from Albion College in Michigan. All right. Sweet. Sweet. He's only 51. Does he not think he's going up again? Hey, not every astronaut's a lifer, dude. I know that sounds strange. Doing well, my friend. How are you? I'm all right, man. I'm all right. Why is Rochester, Rochester, and Worcester, Worcester? I don't know. Ask the British. They're the one that came up with this goofy freaking language. We just appropriated it culturally. We've culturally appropriated the language, okay? But it still doesn't make sense, but it's all right. It's okay. It's okay. All right. Well, salute to Josh. Wish you all the best. Please develop quantum computing. That would be really cool, man. You should do that. You have that same shirt? Hell yeah, brother. All right. I think I'm going to lay mullets, by the way, Cactus, which is pretty cool. Best mission name ever. What's that? Millennium Space Systems rapidly completes Foo Fighter review milestone. Nice. All right, so this is coming from Firefly. Their Miranda engine, which is for a form of propulsion that they're developing for their medium launch vehicle, is back on the stand for a big week of testing. They've also taken the habit of spray painting the serial number of the engine on the nozzle, which is pretty cool. Hey, who you calling goofy? You lot talk funny too. Yeah, but you invented talking funny. Okay? You can't take credit for this goofy language and then say we're goofy for speaking your goofy language. Yeah. When is NSF going to get a Raptor 3 sweatshirt? You want me to bug Adrian about it, Cal? I'll do that. That's the rule. No, that ain't the rules. Or is it? You went to high school and middle school with Kyle from Boosted Boys? I know the Boosted Boys are. Yeah. Anyway. I like that. More propulsion, more better. Say Capri Sun. Why did I just do that? Yeah, we took the language and we made it better. We got rid of some redundant U's, properly named fries, etc., etc. I'm pretty sure new stuff from NSF has a Raptor 3 hoodie. Cool. Said it wrong. What do you mean I said it wrong? You know what? I'm going back to doing my space news. Rocket Lab, check this out. Rocket Lab, we want to get Mars rocks into the hands of scientists sooner and cost-effectively, handshake emoji. We've been selected by NASA to complete a study into retrieving samples from the Martian surface and bringing them to Earth for the first time as part of the Mars Sample Return Program. All right. Rocket Lab. That's pretty neat. A $650,000 study. So, like I said, they haven't been down selected. They've just been paid by NASA. Basically, NASA said, hey, come up with a plan for Mars sample return. And Rocket Lab said, all right, sure. You gonna give us some money for that? And NASA's like, yeah, sure, for the plan. If the plan's good, we might pay you more in the future. Rocket Lab's like, sure, we'll do this plan for you. It'd be rude not to. Right? Pretty good. So once again, that's trade studies. That doesn't necessarily mean that Rocket Lab is going to get a contract, but if their architecture is good enough, they might. Okay, let's see. So this morning, amidst the Hera launch and the NS-27, whatever that was, Boom Supersonic did Flight 5 test of their XB-1 spaceplane. We got some video. All right. La 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 la, Luke. Luke, I am your father. Yeah, here's some milestones from it. New max speed reached 0.69. Nice. Mach, or 324 knots, indicated airspeed. Flutter excitation system test at Mach 0.6. Handling quality, flutter and pacer checks at high speeds. Landing gear up right after takeoff. All right. It looks like they needed to get the FES working, and so they did a repeat of the other test, just going a little bit faster this time. Per Boom's actual videos that they release, Boom does like a recap of every test flight in a little like 20-minute video. Or they did one of Flight 4. I think they should do that every time, to be honest with you. They were having some problems with the FES, the flutter excitation system. This thing, that their test plane, the XB1, basically has 2 rumble packs on the wings. Like, think about like a controller, video game controller rumble pack. Like, it's designed to make the wings vibrate, to basically put them through high stress situation to make sure the plane is still flyable, you know, to try even under conditions where you induce flutter into the wings. Now, those vibrations, once again, flutter excitation. What is flutter? Flutter is basically where the wings on an airplane start flapping. They start doing this. That's not good. Flutter is usually compounding, and it usually is the last thing that happens before the plane rips itself to shreds. To shreds, you say? Yeah. Now, their excitation system isn't going to rip this plane to shreds, but it's trying to induce stuff to get them good testing data to understand where flutter occurs and why. And they're tweaking their avionics based off of that, their control systems, which is super cool. They went into like and like, this isn't me making this up. This is what they talked about in their recap video, which is awesome. We do watch those videos here, which is pretty cool. Tommy, what? Yeah, roll ads. That's right. Which is pretty cool. So hopefully we get a recap video of that very soon. So speaking of other airplanes, other aerospace plane companies, Dawn Aerospace flies world's only rapidly reusable rocket-powered aircraft twice in one day. The Mark II Aurora at 63,000 feet from September 2024 from Glen Tanner Aerodrome in New Zealand. Oh. Well then, you guys got a link for me here? Fabricator? Oh, that's the CEO. I should probably give that dude a follow. What do we got? Bruh. Okay. Whoa. We'll get high and high, straight up we'll climb. We'll get high and high, all behind. We'll get higher and higher. Who knows what we'll find? No, it's a good song. I probably ruined it, but I don't care. Whatever. It's applicable. W noise gate? I'm gonna shut it off. Jeez, man, that's way up there. Flame out. Impressive. Most impressive. The plan is to keep scaling this thing up until they're going full orbital with it. As stated by the CEO in 2023 podcast, their main thruster there is a bimodal HTP monopropellant kerosene HTP. Huh. Interesting. Hydrogen peroxide monopropellant kerosene. What the hell? Well, that's pretty neat. Sorry. That's pretty funny. Anyway. All right, cool. A lot of good flight stuff happening from Boom and from Dawn. That's pretty cool. Okay, check this out. This one's coming from SpaceX. We got another thing here. Yeah, I haven't seen that meme in years either. And that's why I noticed it. I'm like, wait, what? So, this is coming from SpaceX. SpaceX and T-Mobile have been given emergency special temporary authority by the Federal Communications Commission to enable Starlink satellites with direct-to-cell capability to provide coverage for cell phones in the affected areas of Hurricane Helene. The satellites have already been enabled and started broadcasting emergency alerts to cell phone on all networks in North Carolina. In addition, we may test basic texting SMS capabilities for most cell phones on the T-Mobile network in North Carolina. SpaceX's direct-to-cell constellation has not been fully deployed, so all services will be delivered on a best effort basis. Common SpaceX W. Pretty good, man. Pretty good. Here's that link from earlier for the other side of the FCC Starlink relationship. Oh, cool. I don't think we need much more, Fabricator. I think this is more than enough to get the point across. No, I'm not, Pigeon. Refresh your stream. Yeah, that's direct to cell. No Starlink antenna needed. So that's a big deal. T-Mobile and SpaceX have been rolling out direct to cell coverage using Starlink. Basically utilizing Starlink as mobile cell towers, lots of them. But it's not fully rolled out. But that's pretty cool. They're broadcasting EAS on all networks, which is... That's going to save lives, man. Why can't the FAA be more like the FCC? That other link is regarding the House Oversight Committee inquiring about rural broadband subsidy that was revoked. I don't want to talk about that, man. Anyway, good stuff. Also, speaking of Starlink, Starlink has, just in case anybody was wondering, this is kind of old news. This is something that came out last week, but this is pertinent to the subject matter. Areas affected by Hurricane Helene are currently eligible for 30 days of free Starlink service to help with response and recovery efforts, which is pretty, that's good stuff, man. Good stuff. Good stuff. Starlink's doing great things. I can't believe that. I can't believe that. Who knew? Who knew the key to bucking sinusoidal demand in the commercial spaceflight industry was just, why don't you just make an internet satellite constellation? Crazy. In a good way. That's amazing. It's good stuff. All right, well, we're on the subject. I figure we'd be talking about this. Check this out. Speaking of hurricanes, this is coming from James Bryant, who's a meteorologist. KATV meteorologist. Unreal. Category 5 Hurricane Milton. With an extremely small eye as winds of 180 miles an hour and essential pressure down to 905 millibars. What the Whoa! It is the strongest Gulf hurricane since at least 2005, and it will make landfall in western Florida on Wednesday. Likely at a lower intensity than peak. 905 and failing. Okay. In falling, that's good. That's good. Guys, I just want to make sure I'm understanding this right. The pressure here is they're talking about the lower pressure that's in the center of this because it's quite actually making a vacuum. Like that's yeah. Oh yeah, lower yeah, falling is bad. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Falling would be worse, wouldn't it? Oh god. Oh god. Oh gosh. That's that, dude. 900 millibars? Dude, it's a vacuum in the center of that hurricane. You wouldn't be able to breathe. That's not good. Yeah, the reason why I brought it up, it's coming right at you. Yeah. The reason why I brought it up is because Europa Clipper is off the table. That was supposed to launch on the 10th. That's not launching on the 10th. If I recall correctly, lower pressure makes it easier to gain power. Yep. Not quite like that. There's a bunch of other people that said yes, so I'm going to take their word for it because I don't like you, Alex. I'm just kidding, man. Elaborate. Tell me what's good. A vacuum bomb the size of a small European nation. Yep. Mm-hmm. Denver is normally around 620. Oh, okay, so you would. Oh, it's 0.89. Yeah, millibars. That's still low, dude. Okay, so you would be able to breathe in there. That's right. I was thinking about it wrong. That's the fact that it's doing that is pretty crazy. Record for a storm is 887. Yikes. Yeah, exactly. Fin normal. Yeah, that's right. Millibars. So 1 bar is yeah. Okay. All right. Sorry, I was thinking micro. Yeah, it's micros, micro millis. Where? Anyway, good stuff. Well, not really. Seriously, if you're in Florida, good stuff for me learning. Not good stuff for this. If you're in Florida, and you have the means, board everything up and leave. I mean, even if you don't have the means, I'd be running from that. That's scary. Milton absorbed another storm. Yikes. Milliways. Yeah, the restaurant at the end of the galaxy. Yeah, of course. I believe you have my paper. I'm leaving tomorrow morning to intercept it at landfall. Models show potential for an 860 millibar storm. Not necessarily going to happen, but the potential is there. Guys, all right. All I'm going to say is, so 1, not a meteorologist and it shows. 2, I know enough about weather to get the frick away from that thing. Get away from that. Seriously. Please stay safe, everybody. That's not good. Also, this hurricane is hitting right at the Space Coast. It is moving right towards the Space Coast. Yeah. The center of the storm is about 13 psi versus 14. Yeah, I was able to put that together from all the other measurements, John. Yeah, I got you. Yeah. Yeah, you could breathe in that. I said you couldn't, but yeah, I was thinking microbars. I was like, man, that's not good. But it's still not, it doesn't make it any better. Like, oh, you can breathe in the center of this storm. That's great. A shortfall of gravitas was evacuated earlier. Yep. Infrastructure should be fine at the Cape. Yeah. Yeah, Tampa's going to get wailed on. That's what I'm worried about. Tampa's going to get wailed on. The hurricanes tend to... I know about this. Hurricanes, once they hit land, they kind of peter out. So hopefully by the time it gets to the Space Coast, it's petered out. Cat 5 is around 920. Oh, dear. How much can the VAB take? Hurricane Irma messed up the VAB a little bit in 2017. Actually, not a lot of people know that, Yannick. You know, I figure it's probably not the best time to bring this up, to be honest. They think it will cross Florida as a category 3. Cool. Not a lot of people know that Hurricane Irma actually delayed the SLS program. Or no, maybe it wasn't Irma. What was the one that went through and damaged Michoud in 2017? I forget which one. It was a Hurricane Ian? I forget. Should be a category 1 by the time it hits Orlando. They're still fine-tuning the forecast. Cool. Because there was a hurricane that hit in 2017 and delayed the SLS program by like a year and a half. Yeah. Oh yeah, that happened. It damaged all the factory that made the damn thing. Michoud 2017, we had a tornado. Something. There was a storm that delayed the SLS program, delayed the entire, what would become the Artemis program by a year at the very least. Oh yeah. I forget what it was off the top of my head. I don't think this is going to delay too much, but it did remind me. Irene did damage the VAB. Was it Hurricane Irene? Yes. I don't know, man. I'm tired. Again, it's Monday. Maybe Ida? 2021 category 4? No, it was before that. Also not ideal. This takes live picture, goes east. Okay. Look at I-75 just south of Ocala. Clear to see thousands are taking evacuation orders seriously. Yeah, man. Yeah, I'd be driving north. Yeah, that's good. I'm glad, you know. Let me see, Bandit. What do we got here? You're hunkering down, Jeff? Oh, that is so bad. Oh, also, there's also that going on. I just thought I'd point that out. There's also that going on. Yeah. Yeah, there's that. Yeah. Okay. So if you're in Europe, if you're in France, and this thing is coming near you, get away from it. Signed sincerely, an American. Get away from those. Okay? Get away from those. Those are bad. They hurt. Just Captain Kirk? Yeah, maybe. All right. So, It's gonna move north, I bet. W stone houses. Winds are up to 180 miles an hour. In relation to hurricane stuff and climate in general, the Atlantic meridional overturning circulation may collapse by mid-century, according to a recent study. This is a very big deal. If it collapses, weather disasters get even further increasing dangerous. It'd really screw with the weather system. I know. A lot of things can screw with the weather system, Erudite. An asteroid hitting us could screw with the weather system. Sustain 180, gust to 220. Beast. What a beast. Seriously, get the frick away from it. Except for you, Nader. If you want to go do that, that's fine. You want to go do that, you go do your thing. The NOAA P3 Orion pilots have balls of steel. They do. Yeah, guys, there are people that work for the National Oceanographic and Atmospheric Administration that fly P3s into a hurricane. Because frick you. They do that to get good sensing on the hurricane. It's you need to be pretty crazy to do that. They get data on the hurricane. That's it. Yeah. That's all right. And the Chair Force reserves do that too. Nice. It's what, 3 P3s in a Gulf Stream? I think so. A Cat 6 hurricane. Oh, that's good. Already one in the hurricane. Nice. They have a great flutter system. Yeah. Don't you wish, you think? All right, anyway. Here, check this out. This is coming from NASA Science Associate Administrator. Or Dr. Nikki Fox. Yeah, okay. All right, check this out. Coming from Dr. Nikki Fox. Let's see what Nikki's up to. New findings from the Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter reveal that lunar ice deposits are more widespread than we thought, even beyond the South Pole's shadowed regions. Frick you, no way. These icy deposits could contain vital resources for future explorers, including water, radiation protection, air, energy, and even rocket fuel. Oh. Dude. Let's go, dude. Let's go. That's awesome. Hey, guys. I got an idea. Let's take a rover. Let's make a rover that's designed to go and like detect that water ice, and we'll send it there. Great success. High five. What do we call it? Piper? Cliper? Sniper? No. We can call it Steve. That's fine. Sniper wouldn't be... Borat Goes to Face. Subsequent movie film. Yes, very nice. I vote for Steve. Yeah, Steve's a good name. Yeah, we should call it that. Oh, it's not Alan. It's not Alan. It's Steve. Alan. I'm okay. For the people that don't know, I'm making a joke because NASA has a rover called Viper that's designed to do exactly that, and then they canceled it because they were worried about it taking money from other programs. All right, anyway. It's almost like these guys are getting ready for something big. Isn't it already built? Oh, yeah, no, it's made. Yeah, oh, yeah, I forgot to mention that part. They decided they didn't want to do it after they finished building the thing. That's great. Okay. All right, let's see what's going on in Boker Cheeker. Boker Cheeker. Here, we'll start with what was just linked. $898, fourth strongest hurricane in history. All right, let's go. How about we just send a metal block instead? Nah. Yeah, this is water. That's cryogenic. See, you see the tanker with this big box on the back? That's a reefer tanker. So it's cryogenic propellants. When was this posted? Because SpaceX did do a wet dress rehearsal this morning. Now see that wall right there? That is wall you want to be facing. Very nice. So Anthony Gomez posted this. Rocket Ranch, which is pretty cool. Yeah, see, these guys aren't load indicating anything, which means it's just water. That was right after the road opened. Okay. I'm telling you guys, we don't know exactly when Starship is going to fly, per the whole FAA thing, etc., right? But there are signs. That's one of them. Okay, so in this picture, several signs. One, the booster is fully stacked. See that? See the Starship and the Super Heavy? They're kind of there. And then you have fuel and water. Those are two things you need a lot of to get that thing to go. There will be signs. Interesting. Because, once again, as far as we know, the FAA said it's net November as of right now. That was the last we heard from them regarding this. However, the things that are delaying Starship are 60-day memorandums, I think is what they're called. I don't know the exact terms. What does that mean? It means it can take up to 60 days. So, could it be earlier? Yeah, sure. Personally, I think it is. I think SpaceX has rattled the FAA's cage enough to get them to get their butt in gear. I think they've rattled their cage enough. October 13th, yeah or nay? If it's the 13th Grimlock, I'll be a little bit impressed. But I don't think so. I guess the last week of October on the last flame trench. New info on Milton just came in. It's down to 898. Could the DoD or NASA pull any levers? They might be, Matt, excuse me. It's possible. I saw the X at the end of your name, Matt, and I was like, X, Max. Do the tankers actively cool or just how to reduce boil off? They keep them cold, Cal. When it's not a rocket, you can keep the propellants nice and cool with a good heat exchanger. The problem with rockets is that they have to be super light. It's not like you can make a vacuum insulated rocket, right? It ends up being vacuum insulated up there for a little while until it's beating in the sun, but yeah. Can someone just give Milton his red stapler back so we can bugger off? I believe you have my stapler. And payroll told me to talk to Lumberg, and I could go down here to have this whole place condemned. Excuse me, senor. May I speak to you, please? I ordered a Mai Tai and you brought me a peanut colada, and I said no salt water. No salt water. Put strip line in the guacamole. I'll call the Board of Health and have this place condemned. Understood. I'm a bit stressed on when to get your butt over there. Yeah, me too, Grimlock. They said no salt. No salt. They just put strip line in the guacamole. It was just huge grains of salt. I'm just gonna set the building on fire. Are you gonna try to see this one? I'm gonna try to, Nervous. We'll see what happens. I don't think anything is happening personally. I think they're just trying to pressure the FAA. I think it might be working, personally. Every time SpaceX has done this in the past, we've ended up getting certification faster than we thought. It's happened every time. Anyway, this one's coming from Mary here. So, Mary, this is Chris posting for Mary. Mary spots two pieces of the new launch mount deck for Orbital Pad B. The hollow structure suggests a water-cooled deck, as we have suspected. Ah. Yeah. On the note of OLM2 parts, see what I sent you on Discord. Yeah, okay, Creeper. Interesting. Okay. And then Jack has these pictures as well. Can NSF ask SpaceX to do a flame trench in the flame trench? No. Maybe? I don't think they have that poll. This is coming from Yak. Oh, dude, yeah, that is a nice low boy trailer. Look at that thing. Sweet. Dude, look at the neck on that low. Dude, it's a low boy. Whoa, boy. That should tell you how heavy that thing is. Look. A fifth wheel and a sixth wheel. Look at that. Damn, dude. That low boy is tight, son. That's sweet. It's a low boy for your low boy. Yes, waiting for corner parts. What is this? Oh, yeah. Did you notice a few yak mentions in the flame trench? Yeah, I saw you guys doing that, Pat. Yeah, I did. Jack's cool with it, so that makes me a little happier, but yeah. Is that going on top of the thing? And it wasn't you. Oh, all right, Pat. Yeah, okay, cool. Hermes can limbo that? Hermes, no. Great googly and moogly. Hermes, surely Hermes cannot. He cannot limbo that. It's too low. I think that the one they call Hermes can get under that. He can fit his slender body underneath it. Like me getting into a shell. Yes. Oh. Interesting. Yak. He is a good yak. Ooh, what a lucky yak he was. My manwich. Interesting. So you guys think this is going to stack on top? Is that the real Zoidberg voice that you can do, or is that AI? No, sir, that is me. I can say anything you want to, God Ninja.
Oh, yes, Professor. I'm so into you.
Now that's me, man. It's all me. You rocket watchers would make excellent Cold War era spies and analysts. Like, I love looking at maps and satellite pictures. That's like, cartography is a very big hobby of mine.
So are doing voices, my friend.
Good news, everyone! We can discern where this big hunk of metal is going just by using the internet.
I can't believe Billy West went into witness protection as Eric Johnson. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about, man.
All this constant exposure to radiation is making me thirsty.
I saw a vid that showed a steel bridge beam that was twisted from water. Crazy how forceful it is. Oh, yeah. Well, Matt, here's the thing. You saw a vid that shows a steel bridge beam that was twisted from water. I assume that's because of the hurricane, dude, right? Dude, don't screw with hydraulic pressure. And by proxy, don't screw with the ocean. Because if the ocean gets mad, you're going to get a face full of hydraulic pressure. And the problem, here's the problem. Here's the problem, okay? Want to know one of your basic physics breakdown? Humans are very compressible. Water is not compressible. Okay. Does that make sense? So when water hits human at high speed, one of those things compresses and the other one does not. There. Don't screw with the ocean. Yeah. Take it from somebody that lives near the ocean. Don't screw with the ocean. Don't let your guard down. The ocean will kill you if you're not careful. Been swimming in the ocean for years. But why male models? Are you serious? I just told you that a moment ago. Let's go Tigers, that is all. Oh, hey, Jensen's here. What's up, man? So, do you guys think that... You know what? Hold up. Mr. Yak! Mr. Yak! Mr. Yak! I need to look at other pictures. Maybe it'd help you. Oh, yeah. Jack sent me this over the weekend, by the way. Before we get into OLM analysis. Okay. What is that? That is what you think it is.
What?
See, even Jack. Even Jack.
What?
What? Yeah, Cal, of course. So, Jack filmed this over the weekend. SpaceX got the Booster 11 aft dome. That's the bottom of Booster 11. Do you guys remember? When I first kind of theorized what happened to 11 based off of what we saw getting pulled out of the water, like the ring of engines? I theorized that the center bulkhead got sheared off because it basically, the booster plunging into the water basically turned it into a gigantic hydropneumatic shock absorber. And it most likely, because of differential pressure, once again, water not compressible, air inside of tank compressible, it probably pushed the aft bulkhead up and sheared it off completely. Well, look, that looks like a shearing line right there. It sheared the bulkhead completely off of the barrel and pushed it upwards. You know, because it cracked. There's multiple places where it decided to not be a aft dome anymore. It water hammered it. But also, there's thrust structure here, which means there's more Raptors, which is ridiculous to me. So, that outer ring, dudes, that outer ring that SpaceX got initially would be right here. See where this piece is? That's where the outer ring would be. This is the plumbing accoutrement for the outer accoutrement. What is that? Yeah, Westigator, these are parts of the Flight 4 booster. Dude, there's a bunch of engines underneath those tarps, man. I can't believe that. Starship Gazer also has some pictures. So that's coming from my buddy Jack here. Yeah, they've recovered more parts of the booster, which is just, all right. That, I don't know how you did that, but you did that, which is... Dude, it has engines still attached to it. Mr. Yak. It's a dang alien spacecraft if I've ever seen one. I know, right? You have to reply saying something about the truck. What kind of truck is it? Kenworth? The K-Whopper. Oh no, Western. Western. That's a Western, I think. Western? Pretty sure. Slanted hood. It's not a Peterbilt. See the W on the fender tag? That's a Western, man. Big old star. Hell yeah. That's a sweet truck. That's a long freaking truck, dude. No, it's a Western. Westerns are okay. Pretty good. It ain't no Mac. I ain't no Mac. I'm a Peterbilt. Macs are better. Doesn't matter. How do you think it's... What do you think it's like to be that guy? He's just like, oh, yeah, yeah. When can I have this load in ATS? What? I loved it. Jack's the best. What? Dude, it's so true.
What?
Still gets beaten by EU cab overs? Oh, Deadbringer, we like lying to each other now? That's great. So, okay, back to OLM stuff. Starship Gazer took this one. I'm gonna like that. Huh. See, this picture got me thinking. This picture got me thinking. Interesting. That is some thick boy steel. I mean, once again, you need to know look more than the trailer. All right, guys, if you really want to know how heavy something is, look at whatever's carrying it. Look at how many wheels it has. The more wheels, the heavier it is. With that all being said, that thing is ridiculously heavy. Ridiculously heavy. Now, you look at Jack's footage, how heavy do you think that thing is? Lots of wheels. That thing is slammed and it's missing only thing it's missing is the body kit lights. Yeah. So we got a trailer, or the truck pulling. I don't know in trucking, if there's anybody that's a trucker out there, please let me know. Ernok, what is this thing called? This extension? So he's not running a fifth wheel. He's got a fifth wheel and a sixth wheel. So this is to disperse the load even more. It's called a dolly. Thank you. Trailing truck. Yeah. So it's not just the front of the truck is up here. Right? You could just see the edge of it. And then he's pulling a dolly, and the dolly's pulling the lowboy. More wheels. That should tell you how heavy that thing is. It is ridiculously heavy. Now, you know, we were looking at this screenshot here, right? And then if we go back and look at Jack's other stuff here, there's the water-cooled stuff, right? We know about that. Steve. Steve. Where's the flyover?
To get eyes on everything we can't see from the ground, including a M for pad B that will go atop that look to be, maybe,
Yak.
parts of the
Yeah, the thing. Fish has the trucker term. It's called a Jeep. Huh. Okay. That's weird. But alright. I'm trying to find a... Trying to find any flyover pictures. The other's in a trailer. It's an SPMT pretending to be a trailer. Hence the guy with the lawnmower seat. Yeah, I know. I didn't say it wasn't. I just said it's got more wheels. Here, let me see if RGB has something. Give me 1 second. Dude. Yo, hold up. Look at this flyover picture from RGB, guys. I'll link it up in chat. Check that out. Oh my goodness. Guys, go follow and subscribe to RGB, please. Holy crap. That's nuts. All right, back it up a little bit. See what we can find. Also, look at how it might match this. Well, yeah, okay. You do? All right, Adrian's good. I'm trying to find any picture that we can here. 1 second. You know what? Chrome Kiwi will have something. Chrome Kiwi had those renders here. So, check this out. We thought initially that they were making this upside down because there's plates on the bottom. You see, it's all flat. Now, interestingly enough, you know, this... Where does this fit into this? You know, does it fit in, you know, there's this screenshot right here. We know that the bottom of these are obviously flat. Is the back part of this flat? Because if it's like this on these two sides, if it's perfectly flat and then it's concave like that, that's not going to tell you anything. Thing's basically like a slice of cake almost, except the back is completely flat. There's this picture that was posted on X here. Now, that tells me that this is going to be the top of this. So we're going to get 4 more pieces like this, right? And then 4 more pieces like that. And those are going to stack on top of this, right? Basically, it's an ML. They're making an ML in pieces. Now, once again, we're still not 100% clear how this thing bolts to the pad, but... Starship Gazer shows the back. Yep. I'm wondering which one of these pieces is upside down. Is that one upside down? Now, especially since, you know, there's this right here. Okay. Look for a clevis gusset like that. Now, over here. Okay. Now, there's the clevis. The clevis gusset right there. See? Look. Look. This is a Starship Gazer picture. See, it has this center piece right there, and then there's a slot on either side. That's the clevis part. I love clevises. So, if we look at what Greg posted here, the clevis part is the top, right? And it swings it down into position, right? the singles gusset on the is on the bottom, right? So there's the clevis part. So this is the top plate right here. This piece. This is the deck of the mobile launcher. This piece is upside down, right? I think that's safe to say, right? See? The parts Mary got pics of are the top. They go up here on top of this. Interesting. Interesting. So that piece is upside down. So once again, per Chrome, right? I thought they were going to flip this thing over, but they're not. That's the bottom of this. Then the water-cooled deck gets set on the top that's currently open. Oh, you think so? Well, that would mean this bracket is upside down then. Wait a minute. Is this... It is. That's a test stand. I didn't even put that together. That's on a test stand. I was wondering why they were testing the hold down points at McGregor, but this picture from Gary, there's a rocket engine right there, and the rocket engine shoots at the hold down point. That makes perfect sense. Wow, I'm an idiot. I can't believe I didn't put that together. They're testing this hold down point, and they're going to test it by shooting a rocket engine at it to make sure it survives. Oh, oh my God. Okay. All right. There. Wow. That's pretty awesome. And if that's the case, once again, that would mean the clevis part is up at the top. Whoa. That's nuts, dude. 898. I know, Panta, I know. It's been linked multiple times. Yeah, dude. All right. That's more info on the Hurricane. Cool. Finally, no Raptor quick disconnects. Yeah. Interesting. Dude, I think this piece is upside down. I'm pretty sure this piece is upside down. Because see, in Greg's renderer shot right here, see this piece? The clevis part. See the part with the gaps in it? I think that is this. So those pieces are going to be sticking out here, and then the other pivot point is over there. It's inset. It's it's down. If you go back and look at this, see, it's not exactly aligned. This is behind it. The bottom piece. This is not perfectly lined up with that. It's backwards. Once again, I think this piece is upside down. I think it's upside down, Fabricator. That's where I'm at. I mean, that's crazy, dude. I think this render is right. I think this is going on top. Wow. Compare the pin locations on the old render. Yeah. Yeah. I see it. Why would it be open to the bottom, though? You wouldn't be able to outfit it with parts. What are you talking about? Open to the bottom. It's not open to the bottom. It's going on top of this. It's going on top of this like that. That makes sense? Look, you can even see the mount. You can even see where they weld it. Right there. There you go. There's your seams. They were in these parts all along. Right there. See? 1, 2, 3. See the trapezoid? That's that piece. But it's here. So look. All right, so. All right. You see how this is painted? It's gray, right? But some of it right here is not. That's not. Why? Why isn't it painted? That's where they're going to weld it together. You're going to weld stuff together and paint it. Now look at this piece right here. You can also tell that some of these pieces they have the side, they're coming to a point. You see? And let me point. See? The reason why is basically because if you have two pieces of heavy steel and you bring them together and they're perfectly flat, you try to weld it, you're just going to basically, it's doing the equivalent of like taping the side. You're not going to do anything. When you bring two pieces together, you don't want to bring them together like this. You bring them together like that at a 45 so you can lay and weld. You lay and weld in layers like food coloring almost. Or frosting on a cake. I don't know, whatever. So these unpainted areas are what's going to be painted. Now look, see, this goes here and then it elbows. It goes that way. We know that's flat. We know this is curved in, right? Look, in Chrome Kiwi's render, this piece falls right here and it goes right there. Let me, here. I'm going to take Chrome's render and we're going into paint. Okay, watch. Right here. So this piece goes up like this. Right? You still with me? Yeah, okay, cool. It goes up right there, and then it goes this way. Right? And then it goes in here like this, and then it goes out here like that. Oh, that last line is no good. Like that. See what I'm talking about? Just like what's right here. See what I'm talking? Or showing? Right? Now, if we're going to do dotted lines, here's how this looks. See what I mean? That means there's another plate right here that goes like this, meaning there's an elbow right here. Like that. See what I'm talking about? Look what happens when you go and look at this piece. Yeah, this is upside down. I'm like 90% sure. And actually, if these edges come together like that, and it's kind of pie cut right there and right, or that one isn't right. It's pie cut like that, then we know for sure. No, there's plate. There's plate right there. Okay. So that doesn't do exactly that. That does this. Which means that this goes right here, and that one kind of goes like that. And then there's a piece here, and there's a piece here. And then you have, so this piece is kind of circular, right? Because the booster will be right there, and there'll obviously be another one right here, another one over there, another one over there, right? And then you have your hold downs, 1, 2, and 3. And then 1, 2, 3, basically like that. See what I'm talking about? That makes sense? Pie cut. Yes, pie guy, pie cut. But see, the fact that there's a flap right here and there's a flap right there and the structure ties in like this, right? And then actually, let's look to see if there's two straight pieces right there. Hold on, one more thing. There it is. Yeah, that piece is upside down. I'm like, yeah, now I'm 95% sure. Because look, I can't tell if those are perfectly straight. I can't tell if that edge are those right there. But what I can tell you is that they're definitely unpainted, which means they're going to weld it to something. Could that mean they're welding that plate up here? Yeah, maybe. The water plate? But personally, I think the water plate is going to go up here somewhere. Look at the big picture. You can see the welds because they're overhanging. This is a Starship Gazer picture. Yeah, dude. Yeah. The pieces are already there. See what I'm talking about? That's how this piece goes. It's upside down on the trailer. They're going to flip the thing over and they're going to put it on there. And I know what people are saying, like, how is that going to, how are they going to install the hold down pieces? Well, the hold down points are here, here, and here. You have places underneath to get at them. You have access. They're stick welding the snot out of that thing, Zeb. Dude, okay, so why do I bring this up and why am I so insistent on this? This is going to look like an ML. It's going to look like a mobile launcher. I see it now, but I would expect it to be open at the top during construction. What if they assemble it upside down, Phil? That's how I would do it. Assemble the damn thing upside down and then flip the whole sucker over and maybe 70, 18, something like that, dude. It's stick welding, guys, yeah. Bingo. That's exactly it. Yeah, that's how you stick weld. Like this. Who did this video? Handy Welder 2.0. That's stick welding. What he's doing right there is cleaning all the slag off the welds. You get all the imperfections out when you stick weld. You gotta tap it and get all the crap out of it. That's stick welding, baby. Cool. Oh. See? Ooh. Now watch. You want to learn about industrial welding? This is super freaking cool. You'll start layering it in. You layer it in like an upside down pyramid. Oh, that's nice. And see, you get all the crap off of it. Because with a stick weld, you're not protected by gas, you get a lot of slag. You get a lot of crap that's not metal that boils off. It boils and solidifies, and that's why he's hammering it, and it's kind of like after he welds. Watch. Oh, welding is so cool. We gotta weld more, dudes. This is too cool. I freaking love welding. Welding is super awesome. See? Gotta get all the crap off of it. Hit it with the wire brush. Dude, those two things, that's one piece of metal now. That's one piece of metal. You are not breaking that. Dude, it's been triple layer stick welded. That is one piece of metal. Just treat it like one piece of metal, which is cool. That's cool, man. Stick welding is legit, man. I'd love to get a stick welder. I have a MIG right now. I have a Lincoln 180i, which is cool. And don't get me wrong, guys, in the winter, we're going to be using that a lot. Yeah, we'll be using that a lot. The weld won't break. It'll break anything next to it. Yeah, right? It's that, but on a much more massive scale. Exactly, Brent, which is super cool. MIGs are best welded with AIM 9s. I see what you did there. I would suggest welding tips and tricks for an in-depth welding education without going to a CC for classes. Is that the thing you've linked me like 6 or 7 times now, Hellfish? Yep. Yeah. Oh, okay. I'll get it, man. I'll get it. I chose a really difficult thing to do for the first try, but yeah, welding is sick. We gotta weld more stuff. That's super cool, man. Dude, this part is beefy. What the hell? An Econoline conversion van being used as your oversized load indicator vehicle. Right. We've seen the fruits of that labor before. Is this your first full winter in the new house? No, Iger. I moved here in 2022. It's 22 to 2023, 2023 to 2024. It'll be my third winter. Not the tank again. Anyway, good stuff, man. Good stuff. Dude, the launchpad parts are baller. I love GSC. I love it. I love it so much. I love it so much. It's so awesome. You're over 2 years in the house already? You're lying. Yeah, I know. What is that? 6 to 8 inches? Yeah, dude, this thing is chunky, Cal. Chunky. You imagine how much energy you needed to forge that freaking clevis? I don't even know if it's forged, man. I don't even know how you'd go about making that. How do you drill the damn hole in that thing? What does the drill look like to drill the stupid hole? Like, what the actual balls? It looks like plates welded together. Yeah, it kind of does. Cool. Matthew Dominant just shared another rad pick for his collection. Oh, I'm in. Let's go. Peering out Dragon Endeavor window. Peering out a Dragon Endeavor window that frames the red and green aura streaming by Dragon Freedom docked in front of the International Space Station. When Crew 9 arrived, I had moved out of my crew quarters on the ISS to make room for Astro Hague. I now sleep in Dragon Endeavor. You sleep in Endeavor while we wait to undock. We take most of our images from the cupola, but sleeping here has been amazing. This is the view out of the window this evening. I miss my family and friends, but would have missed today's insane aura if we had undocked today. I watched the Aurora with Astro Peta today from the cupola on a later pass. And on a later pass, I watched it from Endeavor with Nick Hague. Well. What is that big chunky part? It's part of the launch pad, Pigeon. I need to see that with my own eyes just once, dude. Just once. I'm good. I'm good after once. Like, I'd love to go to the moon and stuff, but at the very least, I would love to see that. Just once. Just once, dude. Forged then machined, you think, Adrians? Yeah. You'll want more, and that's fine. I know. So, what makes this effect, guys, is basically exhaust from the sun is hitting... Exhaust from the sun, quote-unquote. Solar wind is hitting the parts of Earth's atmosphere. It's reacting with the gases in parts of Earth's atmosphere that aren't really well shielded from the magnetic field. So the magnetic field is weaker at the poles. That's why we have the Aurora Borealis and the Aurora Australis. So you only see this when you're up north, right? I mean, it depends on the solar activity, right? There's space weather. Ow, I dropped my keys. Space weather is absolutely a thing. But yeah, what you're seeing here is basically solar wind from the sun interacting with Earth's atmosphere, which is actually super cool. That's neat. It creates all kinds of cool colors and greens and stuff. It's like a big old neon sign. Does that make Earth the Vegas of the solar system? Yeah, okay. Earth is the only place with casinos, so yes. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. What happens on Earth stays on Earth. Not for long, though. Earth is the red light district? Uh-oh. Those lights are green, man. Those lights are green. They're not red. They're green. See the green? I think we should we don't know that Jupiter doesn't have casinos. We should go check. Nodders. Yeah. I see some red. Shh. That's a great picture. I think that's a good end for space news. That has been your space news for the day. We will jump back in to the workers and the resources. It is time to face the wall, please. Are we sure Jupiter doesn't have oil? Oil? Who said anything about oil? Mason, you cooking? Oil? You're off to watch the Yankees game. Have a good time. See you tomorrow. Yankees game. Gross. Oh, man. Oh. I've been going for a good while now. Yankees all the way. Ugh. Imagine saying what they just said and actually, like, saying it ironically or unironically. The Yankees aren't as gross as the Phillies.